Hi, my name is Whitney Schaefer. I'm a teacher at Scottsburg High School, New Tech in Southern Indiana. I teach a course called World Perspectives. It's a combination of English 10 and World Geography. I also teach alongside another teacher who teaches the English aspect of our class. We weren't able to videotape together, so I'm just going to take this for us. We're submitting for Best to Network our project called Water for Africa. This project was for our 10th grade class to learn more about the continent of Africa. Going into it, we knew that we wanted them just to learn the continent of Africa, why there are so many issues with scarcity, civil war, epidemics going on in the country, but we didn't really know where they would want to take it. So we created from the very beginning really just our driving question and some of the standard driven content. We didn't really know what they were going to do with the project. Our driving question that we created was, how do we as people of the world analyze issues of the continent of Africa so that we can make a difference in the lives of the people living there? After talking with our principal about just where we wanted to go with it, some of the ideas that we had running through our head, he connected us with an organization called New Life Ministries. And he really just knew that one of the directors there has traveled to Africa a couple of times. And he didn't really know if he could help, but we were just like, we're going to reach out to him. So we reached out and just asked him to come in. And Stephen came in with the knowledge and the experience of placing water purifiers in water scarce areas of Africa. So after his presentation of talking about water, of talking about health issues, education, access, all of the corruption, the students created a list of the different issues facing the people in Africa. And they decided, just purely based on his presentation, that they wanted to focus on the issue of water scarcity because they believed that at the basis of any society, water has to be there. So we took that information and kind of went forward with it. They wanted to partner with New Life Ministries. They reached out and tried to determine how much it would be to place a water purifier in Africa. It was $2,000. Our class of about 42 sophomores in Southern Indiana said, okay, let's do it. We're going to go. So what was really interesting about that aspect of that is that we knew we still had to teach the content through the project. And without that knowledge of water scarcity, that it wouldn't really be as authentic as it could be. So we still taught our standards. I focused a lot on epidemics. I focused a lot on imperialism and colonization because really at the end of the day, that's a big reason why Africa is the way it is today. Wars, corruption, and scarcity. I also focused on the geography of Africa a lot because we tend to think that the only reason that there's water scarcity in Africa is because part of it's a desert, but they realized very quickly that that's not the reason why. And then it was really cool that we were able to partner the English side of this as well and focus a lot on connecting those issues to real people. So we read a novel called A Long Walk to Water. It was written by a person from Africa who walked after his village ran out of water, and there was a civil war over that resource. They were able to connect that to that issue as well. So that was really interesting. They did a lot of 2-point constructed responses based on nonfiction articles that I gave them, and they were assessed on that content through those standards in multiple different ways throughout the entire project, but they still had to raise $2,000. So that's where the agency piece came in, and we told them going into it, you're going to have to raise this money on your own, and so as a group we decided how much each group was going to have to individually fundraise, and some groups created these really interesting plans to raise their portion of the money. Some groups decided that they were going to volunteer their time outside of school to help raise some money. So we did agency check-ins throughout to make sure that they were staying up with their money, but it was really on their own time. They had to do this outside of school. We couldn't take those days off. So they were able to have that much dedication to that process, which was really eye-opening for us as facilitators. We also assessed all of the other school learning outcomes, but even throughout this project, some of the most memorable aspects of it were how impactful it was. They they're students from Southern Indiana. You know, they don't really travel very much outside of any other aspect of our area. So the idea that they were able to provide life-saving water to people in Africa is just mind-blowing. At the end, through all of our process and our standards, we were able to raise $2,300 in 6 weeks. Our water purifier is still in Africa right now. It's actually just been placed last summer. It's at an orphanage in Kinkole, Democratic Republic of the Congo. The orphanage is for children whose parents died of the AIDS epidemic. What's really awesome is that we still have these kids in class, so we get updates from New Life Ministries from one of our partners, Trezor Yingli. He came in and was able to talk to the kids, but he was the one that placed their water purifier in Kinkole. So he's been sending us videos and pictures of the impact that water has made. And just talking to the students, the fact that they chose this, you know, they chose to provide water, and they did it. They provided water. They learned about the issues in Africa. They read the novel. They wrote the essays. They did all of those, but we as facilitators were mind blown that we gave them a question, a very open-ended question. They chose the issue they cared about. They chose the audience they wanted to focus on, and they made it happen. And that's true PBL to me. After the process was over, they wrote a reflection presentation to give to New Life Ministries when they provided their check as well. And just hearing them say that they feel like they've made a difference, and not just a difference to the people in their community, but a difference to people around the world, is mind-blowing to me. They were able to take what they've studied and save people's lives, and they're still going to save people's lives. As long as that water purifier is working, people are going to be saved. And I think that really shows how impactful PBL can really be if you just us take down our guards of being nervous about, oh my goodness, $2,000, and let the students just say, we can do it. It was not just an experience for me as a facilitator, or for them, but it was also an experience for me. They wouldn't have been able to get there without our driving question being the way it was. The driving question led to the final product, and we know it wasn't really a sexy final product. We like to say like something really flashy and big, but it was reflective, and it was honest, and it was pure, and it was the students learning on display, and not just content, but it was the students learning of life and the impact that they can make. And it's just a testament to what PBL can really be. We really hope you consider our project, Water for Africa, for the Best in Network Award. Thank you.